It was a great weekend for the Houston Astros. They swept the Arizona Diamondbacks, squeaked out a 2-1 win on Friday, won 1-0 on Saturday, which you heard right there, and then an easy 8-1 victory over the hungover Diamondbacks on Sunday. And thanks to the Seattle Mariners winning 3 of 4 against the Texas Rangers, the final series of the year, including the last game of the year when Seattle legitimately had nothing to play for and had their own scandal to deal with before the game because of what catcher Cal Raleigh had said about the team needing to spend money. He actually did this hostage-style apology where he took no questions right before Sunday's game. The Mariners still ended up winning, and they get the AL West. And great. The Astros are officially in the playoffs, but the playoffs don't really begin into the American League Championship Series. But let's take a look at the heroes over the weekend for the Astros. Friday. Let's just start with Friday. JP France gets scratched with a family emergency. I don't know if any details have come to light about what that family emergency is. We're obviously all thinking about JP France and his family. It's probably for the best that France got scratched with the way that he has been pitching of late. And I really got to say, Jose Urquidy, that was a incredible performance by him, stepping in for France. 6 scoreless innings. And I know what we would have been talking about today, the Dusty Baker haters out there, had this gone poor. But at one point, it looked like Dusty was going to take Urquidy out of the game in the 6th inning. There's a mound visit, and Dusty even said going into that mound visit, he intended to pull Urquidy. Imagine if this had backfired. You guys would be so mad. Here's Dusty Baker talking about that mound visit with Urquidy afterwards.
That was huge. And I went out there to get him. And that 1 inning before a double play, for a fan hit to the double play, which is a dangerous hitter. And, sometimes you look at him in the eyes, and then I look at Maldi, and I look back at him, and I said, okay. And then Maldi cursed him out in Spanish, and then you got to go get it.
So you were going to take him out?
I said, yeah. I went out there to take him out. Yeah. But then I said, sometimes you look in their face, and you can see fear, you can see desire, you can see heart, you can see a lot of stuff. By looking at him in the face and looking at him in the eye, and it works most of the time. Like I said, I learned that in my first year from Bo Schembechler, who helped school me in that department.
So you learned that from Bo Schembechler? What a blast from the past. He looked in Urquidy's eyes, saw that he had, I guess, that eye of the tiger, and left him in the game. And on top of that, Martin Maldonado cussed at him. So all you people who have been pointing at Dusty Baker and Martin Maldonado, on Friday, they made the right decision. Another hero from Friday. The Astros couldn't do anything at the plate, except for when Jose Urquidy hit a ball about as far as you possibly can at that weird-ass ballpark that the Diamondbacks have.
Jose Urquidy?
Choose me. Jose Abreu. I'm confusing my Jose's.
There's a million Jose's, and then there's a million Abreus
There's
on the
too
team.
many Jose's and Abreus.
Yeah, one of them goes by Joe. One of them just go by Joey.
Old Joey Abreu out there. No, that might be perceived as racially insensitive. Jose Abreu hits a ball about as far as effing possible. And I'm watching this game at Bobcat Teddy's in my half Astros, half Mariners shirt. I had no idea what the hell had happened because we didn't have any audio for the game. And I was trying to figure out, wait, what happened? Because it seems like if it hits the yellow line, that would be a home run. Anyway, it ends up being a double. Could have been a 3-run home run. Instead, it's just a 2-run ground rule double, I guess. Crazy. That's how that works at that ballpark. But he gives you the 2 runs. Jeremy Pena in the 8th inning on Friday makes an incredible defensive play. Defense has been a bugaboo for this team this year. It was not on Friday and Saturday. Their defense was great. And Ryan Presley didn't make it easy. And I guess there was an Altuve error that we have to talk about in the ninth inning as well. That ball that Presley allowed to dead center field, I thought it was gone. And of course, Chas McCormick, who just got hit in the ribs and looked like he died a couple of games ago getting hit by a pitch, also just blasting his body against the wall. I'm like, oh, great. Is he going to get hurt again? Luckily, it wasn't a home run, so they survive on Friday and advance on Friday with the 2-1 win. Saturday, they won 1-0. And once again, who are the guys that we're crediting? It's Jose Abreu, who had the only run batted in. This was Abreu's weekend. He did something of note at the plate in every single game.
He outscored the Arizona Diamondbacks.
He did. Was he worth the contract entirely for this weekend?
Yes.
Honestly, F it. Why
Apologize to GM Jeff Bagwell.
Apologize.
Bagwell, I am sorry.
I'm sorry, Jeff. I didn't look at the back of the card. I didn't look. Martin Maldonado on Saturday had some insane defense. He gunned down the lead runner on a bunt in the 8th. What the crack was that? I gotta say, that was the most ballsy play I can remember Maldi making. And then in the 9th, he gunned down a base stealer. Bregman also had a nice barehanded play. Really good defense from the Astros this weekend. Phil Maton, Hector Neris, Friday to Saturday as we go through the heroes of the weekend for the Astros. 4 2/3 innings pitched, 0 earned runs combined, pitching on back-to-back nights. Neris in particular, thank God he hasn't been suspended. I hope it's not coming. I hope baseball's investigation takes its sweet time because they needed him desperately this weekend. He put out a couple of fires. He was a little bit more understated with his celebrations afterwards as well. Maybe they told him.
Yeah, flew too close to the sun there.
Maybe they told him to calm down a little bit.
Or there's not enough of his friends on the Arizona Diamondbacks.
You know, that might be it too. Doesn't feel that competitive need to get in somebody's face and call them a homophobic slur. Allegedly.
Corbin Carroll and J.J. McCarthy, I'm just going to guess, aren't Dominican.
I think you're right. They don't sound Dominican, but that's racist too. And then on Sunday, of course, they won 8-1. It was over in the second inning. Some people were asking, hey, Paul, why weren't you watching the Astros game? No, I was. I had it on my phone while the Texans game was wrapping up. And I saw that they were up 5-0 in the second. I was like, oh, this game's over.
Yeah, I literally got the alert that they scored 4 in the first. I was like, okay, the Astros came out with the eye of the tiger.
Right.
Like, they came out to win this thing.
I probably wouldn't have gone, honestly, Sean, to the locker room or to the press conference rooms for C.J. Stroud's press conference or to talk with Steven Nelson and Jalen Petrie had the Astros been in a close game. But I saw it was 5-0 in the second, and I knew the Diamondbacks were already in the playoffs, and I was like, oh, this game's over. They're not going to try. So all I did the rest of the time that I was there was I kept on looking at my phone to determine whether or not the Rangers were losing. Yeah, that's all I was checking the rest of the game.
The Rangers game was the only one that was, and that one finished before the probably a half hour before the Astros.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. And so everyone knew. You knew for a while. Javier wasn't dominant, but he didn't allow a run, so to take that. Jose Abreu went yard. Kyle Tucker had an inside the park home run, but technically it was a triple. And the Astros were 3-0 when Yainer Diaz did not start. Maybe Dusty Baker was right all along.
Pushing the right buttons.
Definitely pushing
I
the
mean,
right
you
buttons.
went through it. The heroes of the weekend for the Astros were basically all the GOATs, the bad version of GOAT, the one that existed before 2016, were the whipping boys of the team the entire year, or the fan base.
The people that the fan base got mad at the most were the heroes of this weekend. Yes, Jose Abreu. Yes, Martin Maldonado. And yeah, you got to say Dusty Baker.
Yeah.
Dusty Baker did a good job
from
in
the
terms of
Seattle series on. He's done a great job.
Now, maybe you nitpick the lineup, seeing as they only scored 3 runs on Friday and Saturday. And I'm sure there's some people that are still going to nitpick the lineup because Yainer Diaz did not play at all in either of those games. However, he made the right calls when it came to taking starters out, putting bullpen arms in. The only guy that, honestly, in retrospect, you're like, why did he come into the game is Kendall Graveman, because Graveman didn't look very good. He made the situation grave, man.
Nice. Well, now, do you think Kendall Graveman's going to be pitching better now that it's spooky season?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man.
That doesn't sound.
No. I don't know if that one worked.
No.
We were workshopping.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
It is October.
It is October. That's
and
true.
he has a very spooky name.
Ooh, Graveman.
It is one of the most Halloween-themed last names in baseball.
100%. So anyway, guys, it's the Paul Gallant Show, ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. You want to weigh in on the Astros? You can. You want to weigh in on the Houston Texans? You can. It's such a perfect day. I'm going to spend it with you. It's such a perfect day. Houston sports, keep me on. Stick around.